that's south of the border. I'm one of... Why haven't you asked me why I can't be president? You've asked everybody. You've asked Janice Dean.
Because, well, you're Canadian.
Yeah.
We have a rule. You got to be 35 and an American.
No, I think you should just be Canadian. So we'll have Justin Trudeau, primary with Justin Trudeau, Justin Bieber, Janice, me, William Shatner. It'll be all-time great priority.
If Justin Trudeau was president, what do we get with that?
You would get a guy who wears Ramadan socks to the LGBT parade. That is what he did.
What are you talking about?
Ramadan.
He wore Ramadan socks. Okay. You can get Ramadan socks, post-Ramadan socks, actually. And he wore them to the LGBT parade to show how inclusive he is.
What would we do with healthcare?
With healthcare, you get much longer waits, which would give you more time to admire the Prime Minister with the Ramadan socks marching in the LGBT parade.
All right, let's talk a little bit about American politics. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was the chairwoman of the DNC for a number of years. Now it's been revealed. Apparently, we caught up a guy who was trying to fly out of the country back to his homeland. He's been charged with, I believe, bank fraud. His company ran IT for a bunch of Democrats on Capitol Hill, and a lot of people are talking about how much of their private information was exposed to whomever.
Well, everything, because he had Debbie Wasserman Schultz's iPad password. So you don't have to worry about whether Putin gave it to Julian Assange anymore. We know this guy had it. He, his wife, his two brothers, and his sister-in-law, between them, were controlling the IT accounts of a couple of dozen Democrat congressmen, the majority of whom are on key intelligence and foreign affairs committees. That in itself is extraordinary, that in effect, a couple of dozen Democrat congressmen on influential committees outsource their computers to one family, one extended family from Lahore in Pakistan. It's incredible.
Right, so the family mostly got out, and he got detained at the last minute because he was just going to leave. They're going to build a case against him, and now his lawyer is saying this is all a fraud, and I didn't break anything.
Racism. Yeah, he's saying he's guilty of nothing other than working while Muslim, and that this is all part of the rampant Islamophobia stalking the land since Trump's election.
And blames the right-wing media.
That's right. That's right. But the interesting thing, of course, is that he's a powerful Democrat Clinton lawyer. We've been told this family has made about $5 million from serving as the computer aides to these congressmen.
Wow.
Yet that money is nowhere in sight. They borrowed money from an influential Iraqi politician connected to Hezbollah. This story is everything the Russia story has but doesn't have actually existed.
No network coverage at all over the last 2 days.
But I mean, what does a guy have to... This guy literally... When the great American expression, he couldn't get arrested. This guy actually could get arrested and still didn't make the paper. I mean, that's actually amazing.
But Mark, she would not fire him. She'd heard all the stories about, you know, these guys, they've got all your passwords and they know all your stuff because they've got all your laptops and whatnot. And iPads and devices, and yet I don't believe he was fired until he was just arrested.
No, he was arrested Monday night at Dulles, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz fires him on Tuesday. And again...
What was her weight?
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? The obvious answer is that these guys know something about these people. Now, again, in the Russia investigation, we're told that, Trump, you know, if you remember that phony dossier about what he was doing.
Yeah, we remember that.
We were told he's susceptible to blackmail. Well, the obvious answer here is these guys have the goods on all these congressmen, and they're the ones who are actually
no wonder he didn't get fired.
It's like if the Russia investigation would make sense if you take out the word Russia and insert the word Pakistan.
I have good news for you. There's another book coming out that Hillary Clinton pretended to write.
Right.
And this one is going to be about what went wrong in the election.
Look at the title.
Called, What Happened? Hillary Rodham Clinton. I'm not sure what kind of advance. I'm sure it was extraordinary, and she's never going to earn out on it. But in it, she evidently blames Russia and Comey.
Yeah, I like that. What Happened reminds me of that terrible O.J. book, What If I Did It? It sounds like, what if I didn't do it? It's like a weird thing, and she's going to blame the Macedonian content farmers, and she's going to blame the Russians. I actually have read I think, all her previous autobiographies to date. And my favorite line, apart from the thing where she claims to have been named after Sir Edmund Hillary, the conqueror of Everest.
Wait a minute. And, of course, he came along years after she
was born.
Yeah,
he conquered Everest the day before the Queen's coronation in 1953. She was born in 1947, so she's the only woman in the Illinois suburbs to be named after Sir Edmund, who was then an obscure New Zealand beekeeper. They were the only, the Rodhams were the only subscribers in the greater Chicago area
Real quickly, what
to the New Zealand apiarist. And this is my favorite line, beginning of chapter 2. What you don't learn from your mother, you learn from the world, is a saying I once heard from the Maasai tribe in Kenya. And when I read that, I thought, wait a minute, you heard it from the Maasai tribe in Kenya? Any Maasai tribesman in particular? Or did the whole tribe shout it out as the motorcade
village! That's what I was going to say, too.
She's a brilliant writer. I mean, that kind of leaden prose style is worth paying $24 million or whatever Random House have paid for this thing.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you. You should stay for 30 minutes. You're funny.